It is the end of an era for All Elite Wrestling as AEW Rampage looks like it has been officially canceled. This according to the head honcho, the head man himself, Tony Khan. We're going to talk about AEW Rampage, why it was likely canceled, what could be next for AEW as there's talks of multiple other TV deals potentially in the works. And also, we're going to take a look at the all-important information that was just released by WrestleTix. What is the first official ticket count for AEW All In Texas? There's so much to get into, so much to dive in, and we are going to talk about it. So be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. All right, let's begin with our top story. AEW Rampage looks like it is officially done. It is canceled. The rumors, the speculation about its future, it being up in the air, looks like there's no question about it. This past week in the Hammerstein Ballroom, AEW president, founder, and everything else, Tony Khan, came out, addressed the crowd ahead of the Rampage taping, and said that this would indeed be the final taping, quote unquote, for the foreseeable future for AEW Rampage. And this comes after months of speculation about the product and where it would fall in. We know that as of right now, the AEW Warner Brothers Discovery TV deal only includes AEW AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision, along with some sort of offering for pay-per-views going into 2025. But outside of that, Rampage was specifically not named as part of the deal, and that caused a lot of people to believe that that show was going away, that it was going to be canceled. We know that the ratings are what they are. You have about 200,000 to 300,000 people per week who tune in for AEW Rampage, and it is 10 p.m. on a Friday night. It is not exactly must-see viewing week in, week out, which is a large contributor to that show no longer being on the air come 2025. But it looks like Tony Khan made it official, and there wasn't some big rollout. There wasn't some big announcement or press release or anything like that. This is something that was kind of kept under wraps. I think for most people, when the announcement came down that Collision and Dynamite were part of the WBD contract extension that AEW signed, it was understood that Collision, not being explicitly named, would not continue. And this comes as there is speculation about AEW potentially reaching out to Fox, negotiating with Fox, and conversations we know have been had with partners over at Fox. We also know that there is speculation about a potential ROH TV deal and Ring of Honor potentially going on True TV, rumors about other networks as well. We know Vice is kind of thinking about going into MMA, and you know, they already have Dark Side of the Ring. Could be a place for professional wrestling as well, but the uncertainty around, I think, those deals kind of sealed Rampage's fate. And at the end of the day, I think it came down to it comes down to multiple things at the end of the day. There wasn't one big thing that killed Rampage, but at the end of the day, it was not seen as a premier brand. And AEW Rampage fell by the wayside very quickly in AEW. That first year, the first dance, that opening show where Kenny Omega was defeated for the first time in nearly a year by Christian Cage for the TNA World Championship. There were so many different factors that allowed that show to be great, and it was built up to be great. It was built up to be important, and in the end, it just was not that. It was a C show. Like, Collision was the B show, AEW Dynamite was the A show, and Rampage was by far and away the least important entity on AEW television, and they treated it like that. And when you treat something like that for as long as AEW did, there's no surprise that that show is not continuing anymore. Do I think it could come back one day? Maybe for nostalgia purposes. I could see that if there being like a special event like AEW Rampage, again, but it depends on if there's ever going to be nostalgia for something like Rampage. Rampage was like, it was only around for 3 years, right? It's only around for 3 years, and did it have a lasting impact? Outside of the first dance, I don't think there's anything that memorable about Rampage as a product and a brand that makes it stick out. Like, it had arguably the biggest professional wrestling moment of the decade with CM Punk's return. And that is something that they can hang their hat on. But outside of that, really nothing. And that's partially why it's not continuing. As far as, the other updates, Tony Khan was very quick to not talk about the the Ring of Honor TV deal. He did not estimate where they were in negotiations. We do know that there are negotiations being had, whether it's with a WBD entity like True TV or with another network, potentially Vice, maybe even Fox, although I doubt Fox would be in the Ring of Honor market. I think if Fox were to get something, it would be something along the lines of an AEW Shockwave, like a premiere show, something along those lines. But that is all TBD. We will see. But Rampage ends on Friday, December 27th. It will be the final edition of that show. Maybe they'll pop a rating. Maybe they'll get over 300,000 viewers. We'll see. It's right in the new year. They ended it with a massive brawl, apparently, according to some of the clips we're seeing online. So go check out Rampage for the meme, for the vibes, for the memories. Leave them alone, though, on some Ric Flair shit. Anyway, guys, you know what you shouldn't leave alone? SeatGeek. You know why? Because they can save you $20, and so can I. Before we get to our last story, I want to tell you about our partners over at SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a fantastic sports ticketing app, arguably the best out there. They rate tickets from a 1 to 10 scale, so you know precisely the kind of deal you're getting. Whether you're going to a WWE show, AEW show, NFL, NBA, does not freaking matter. What does matter is saving money in your wallet, and that's what I'm going to help you do today. All you got to do, if you're planning on buying a ticket, click the link in the description below. Then you sign up with SeatGeek, easy as pie. Select whatever ticket you want to get, and at checkout, use the promo code REALTAKE. That is REALTAKE, REALTAKE. Promo code REALTAKE at checkout. Bada bing, bada boom. $20 saved. You don't have to worry about spending that $20. If your ticket is $60, boom, just $40 like that. Ticket's $120, boom, it's just $100. Saving you $20. You can spend it at concessions. You can spend it at the merch stand. You can spend it wherever the hell you want because it's your money. You deserve to have it. SeatGeek, sign up, promo code REALTAKE. All right, now let's move on to our last topic. Now that we're done paying the bills, chilling out, let's talk about AEW All In Texas. So there's a lot of talk about AEW All In Texas being, a massive show for them. Now, one thing that everyone wants to know about AEW All In Texas is what the hell the ticket sales look like. We know that AEW had passed the $1 million gate mark on the day that tickets went on sale, and I had estimated around then that, well, given that, they probably sold somewhere around 10,000 tickets. If you look at the past $1 million gates that AEW have had, it's been right around that number, and these tickets were relatively expensive. Well, now we have an official count courtesy of the good folks over at WrestleTix. This is the first official WrestleTix account for AEW All In Texas. Right now, as it stands, they are set up, and that is the area you see that are open up, not the areas that are blacked out. Anywhere where you see blue, that is where they have seating available. Right now, they are set up for 18,140 people, and tickets distributed is at 9,990. So right around 10,000 tickets distributed. About half of the tickets they currently have set up are gone. So it looks like it was indeed right around that 10,000 number. And immediately you're hearing people online crash out, don't pay any attention to it. The reason for that is because 9,000 for this show, given that we are 200 plus days away from the show and it is there's still a long time for them to build up, I think is a solid number for them. And you can scoff at that. You can say whatever you want. It is not a dying brand, as one say. For what AEW has done and the business that AEW has done in the States, I think selling 10,000 tickets at the start of all of this, 200 days out, is a very, very good thing. They are not a hot ticket right now in the United States. They are selling 2,000 to 3,000 seats if they're lucky for their weekly television show. For pay-per-views, they're selling about 10,000. So to have all of that at this point, 200 days out for a big pay-per-view is massive. And I think, and I really do believe this, I think by the time they get Showtime, I think they will hit 30,000. You can, and again, people are going to scoff at this, but I think anywhere around that 30,000, even if they're okay to get 27,000, that's fine. But if they're able to fill that up and fill that arena up, which again, if you go and look at the way the arena is set up, they've filled out about a good half of it, probably, if not a little more, as far as the current setup is. So if they even open up a couple more sections, let's say get that to a max capacity of 30,000, and they sell that out, that's a very, very good number for AEW. It means that there is a market for that brand. And again, when you are the second leading wrestling company in the world, and you are behind the juggernaut that is WWE, and you are not as hot as you used to be, this is what you should expect. And I think for the metrics that AEW is dealing with and the reality of what they're dealing with, this is still amazing business. To have $1 million gate 200 days out with a bunch of tickets still left to sell, with a bunch of matches still left to build, with a bunch of time to market that show, there is an opportunity here for AEW to put on a big show and prove that AEW All In is going to indeed be a major draw in the United States. We know that next year they are going to have AEW All In in 2026, AEW All In is indeed going back to Wembley Stadium. They're going to have run that now 3 times, and they are kind of planting their flag as like the owners of Wembley Stadium at this point. So they're going to have a chance here to give England a break for 1 year as far as big stadium shows go, and then come back and maybe again build the anticipation for 2027. It's a long-term vision. It's a long-term play. It isn't just, all right, we got to look at the short term. And from a business standpoint, I think they understand what they're doing here in that respect. Whether or not they market right, again, and I think they've done a lot in order to try to market this show to be as big as possible. I think they're going to do more over the next couple of months. And as we see matches being built up over the next couple of months, you will also see those tickets get swapped up. Because I think fact of the matter is, Dallas is a hub for travel, and it's a good place that people want to go to. So we'll see what happens. Guys, let me know what you guys think about AEW All In ticket sales. Also, let me know what you guys think about the AEW Rampage cancellation. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. And if you made it this far, I'm tired. Sorry. I'm recording this as I head out for a big trip, and it is late, and I haven't packed, so I got to go do that. But if you made it this far, thank you so much. This past year has been a whirlwind. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot, and I've met a lot of cool people, done a lot of cool things, and had the time of my life doing it. And I can't wait to continue to do this in 2025, as I'm probably going to be at AEW All In Texas. So thank you guys so much for everything. I really mean it. I really appreciate it. We got a couple of videos that are kind of scheduled over the next couple of days. I might even drop a news video while I'm traveling. But, if you don't see me over the next couple of days, that's why. But just wanted to let you all know. I really appreciate you. And y'all are great. This community is great. And love y'all. Love y'all so much. And now that I'm done being sappy, please be happy. Be healthy. Go over to youtube.com/WrestleVibes because I will be posting over there. I have some videos scheduled, including the reasons why AEW Rampage got canceled. I did a little video breaking that down. So go check that out, youtube.com/WrestleVibes. Until next time, be happy, be healthy. As always, keep it real.